As you said in the beginning, then what really is the problem?
Yeah.
There seems really not to be a problem, but sometimes the headlines are over-sensationalized, and therefore it looks like there's a problem. But I will not shy away from saying that there is always some element of discrimination as a factor in some of the sectors, and especially in the very informal sector where the employer has more discretion to decide what they will pay.
And that would be a direct violation of the labor law.
Exactly. And so those violations are not uncommon. They may be rare or they may be common. You find it very much in the informal sector where sometimes the labor law is breached. But it is not a factor that is a headline factor that explains the gap difference. And so how we deal with this is to know that these things, there's a gap. That gap can be explained away, but there are certain factors that would still be a negativity and would adversely affect the female. And those have to be looked at and policy developed and also practice developed to overcome those limitations.
Can policy really address the challenge you're talking about, considering what Prof talked about, how she diagnosed the problem? If it is about society fundamentally dictating what the woman does and stereotyping their roles, as in do nursing, as in raise a family, and so take a job that will put less pressure on you. And even as a very educated women still think like that. If that is the real problem, how do you deal with that? How does policy fix that problem?
So de-stereotype. So get policy to drive a movement where women would go into more of the riskier jobs, more of the higher paying jobs, and also to encourage women to take higher positions where the pay is higher. Now, this policy can deal with, so that, like we are seeing in, for example, HR, the area of HR, women are dominating HR now. Prof just said that in the medical field, the women are almost at par. We have the nursing field, women are dominating. But of course, men are also entering there. So in those areas, in engineering, in all of those other areas where it is known to be, look, in the mining sector, women are now driving trucks. Those huge trucks you find. Women are now driving it. We see women driving buses these days.
So you possibly there have to be deliberate in crafting policies that encourages, say, the girl child into science, into maths, into those areas that traditionally has been dominated by boys.
Drive it beyond education for them to go into those professions.
So take it beyond education.
Yes.
And also, you can incentivize companies.
Perfect.
To say, for example, that the more women you employ